Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well and that you are still keeping healthy. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to avoid spring rolls because this time of the year it is quite difficult. One get lazy, you want to eat a little bit more to keep warm, but we still need to be healthy and try to eat healthy as far as we can. So I'm just going to share my screen with you on the slides that I've made. Right. The slideshow can just begin. There we go. How to avoid spring rolls. Common mistakes that we all make. We eat more because we think it keeps us warm. We're not drinking enough water throughout the day because it is too cold. Drink more hot drinks such as hot chocolate or Milo. Unhealthy eating habits such as getting takeaways often and unhealthy choices when eating out. Bigger portion sizes, unhealthy cooking methods like oil or deep fried foods, and no exercising because we start getting a little bit lazy to get up this early in the mornings to go to the gym. So why do we say it is wrong? Just always remember, when your input is more than your output, weight gain is inevitable. Here's just a slide to show you how much calories you take in through unhealthy foods and how long do you need to exercise and what kind of exercise you need to do to actually burn those calories. It's quite scary when we see something like this. We will also share the slides for you on the website that you can also go and take a look at it again. Abdominal fat is something that we always need to talk about. How do we get abdominal fat? So if we look on in your digestive system, food with a lot of sugar that's consumed get digested in the stomach and in your intestines. So what happens is the food that you consumed, the glucose so your food gets broken down into glucose that goes into your bloodstream. So what then happens is your pancreas secretes your insulin to go and take out the glucose out of the bloodstream so that can put it for you in your organs or in your body cells so that you can then use that for energy. But what happens if you have more glucose or more, let's say you have more starch than your body actually needs, there's going to be more glucose in the blood. So your body can't actually keep up to produce enough insulin to go and take out all of the glucose out of the blood. So what happens, only some of the glucose gets taken out that gets used for energy, but the rest of the glucose that you don't use are going to get stored. And that always as fat, especially as the abdominal fat. So how can I prevent gaining weight during the winter times? First of all, and the most important, let's get back to the basics. So the first thing, still enjoy a variety of food to ensure that you consume all the vitamins and minerals that you need. Be active every day. Choose healthy starch options. Eat enough vegetables and fruits per day. Drink enough water. Use salt sparingly. Choose low fat with meats. Avoid food that is high in fat. Choose healthy fats. And limit your alcohol intake. I know it's a little bit difficult in winter times to get out that red wine. That is always nice. But yeah, we still need to limit that. Limit your sugar-containing drinks and sweets. And still eat 3 meals per day. And include snacks as well if you like. So a variety of food. Here's just an example of how your plate needs to look like. A lot of people do more carbs or more starches than vegetables. So really try to get your plate look like this. More vegetables, half of the plate at least. A quarter of the plate can be your whole grains, and rather go for your healthier options of starch, which we also discuss a little bit later. And then quarter, or you can do also a hand palm size of meat or protein. Be active, right? So here's just an example table of how many minutes per week that you can do, the exercise that you can do. First, to maintain your health, maintain your weight loss, and also maintenance of weight loss after maintenance of weight after you've lost your weight. So what is moderate intensity exercising? That is when your heart rate goes up and when you start getting tired, but you can still talk to someone. You start to sweat a little after 10 minutes of exercising. And it's also when you exercise at a 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. So examples of this moderate intensity exercising is walking 3 kilometers at a tempo of 10 minutes per kilometer, 8 kilometers of cycling for 30 minutes, swimming lanes for 20 minutes, or dancing for 30 minutes. I don't think this is too much. So here's the healthy starch choices. High GI versus your low GI choices. So if you go and look at the left column, that is the high GI foods. The intermittent GI is the one in the middle, and then you'd rather go for the right-hand column, which is your low GI options. Vegetables and fruit. Try to get to your 5 a day. So go for more or less 2 fruits and 3 vegetable portions per day. And to consume all your vitamins and minerals as well as fiber, go for your different colors, your green, your red, your yellow, purple, and blue. Then we get to your water intake, so your fluid, which is also very important, which we really lack of sometimes in winter times. So rather go still for your water. I know it's a little bit difficult because of the cold weather and everything, but try to make it a little bit more interesting. Put some fruits in your water, go for some slices of lemon and cucumber, or even go for strawberries and mint leaves. You can also go for your rooibos tea in the winter times, but just a plain rooibos tea without sugar and without milk will be also seen as your fluid or your water intake. And try to really limit your other fluid intake, such as your cold drinks and your fizzy drinks and all of those. Then we need to try to use our salt sparingly. Here's also just a nice column to show you which of the herbs and spices that you can use, which is your fresh ones, such as your basil, turmeric, dill, ginger, coriander, cinnamon, and all of the ones listed on the left column. Natural seasonings is also the one in the middle, and ready-to-use products are also better. You need to try to limit your sources. Meat options. So choose your lean or your extra lean mince. When we look at the red meat, try to remove all visible fat before you cook it. Because if you cook the meat with the fat still on it, the fat goes into the meat itself and you're still consuming the fat. Chicken, try to remove the skin before you cook it, and also try to limit red meat to maximum 3 times per week. And also try to choose your chicken and your fish most of the times. So if you go and you look at a 7-day week, you try to say, okay, so if you can look at my hand, you say fish, chicken, red meat, fish, chicken, red meat. And in that way, you'll never consume your red meat more than 3 times per week. Okay, so also try to limit or avoid high-fat options. So your better cheese options are your white cheese, lower in fat. Thus, it's your Edam, your mozzarella, tasses, ricotta, and also Woolies has a very nice option which is called your daily cheese. You can also go for cottage cheese rather than your cream cheese. And feta, try to go for your reduced fat or your slimmest choice options. Try to limit, or actually really try to avoid, your processed meats such as your polonies, Viennas, and bacon, and also your deep fried chips. Healthy fat options is your omega-3s and your omega-6. Try to go for your salmon and your tuna or your other fatty fish such as herring and mackerel. Try to get a portion of 2 to 3 times per week, but also said on previous webinars is to try to also take an omega-3 supplement, which will only do you good. Omega-6 is your avocados. Try to get half an avo a day. Peanut butter without extra salt or sugar. Your olives is also good to include in your salads. Sorry about the phone ringing. And then you can also go and snack on your cashews, almonds, and whole nuts, which is a good snack rather than to go for your Simba chips. Sugars. Your xylitol is a better option to use, that's your natural sugar, which is lower in kilojoules and also a low GI. So 1 teaspoon of xylitol has the same sweetness as your sugar. Try to get to regular meals such as breakfast, and lunch, and a supper, and really try to have snacks only if necessary. Remember, snacks are there just to fill that little hole so that you don't overeat at your lunch or your dinner time. Any questions?